Yes, sir.
Hello,
Hello,
can
we
you
are
hear
with
me?
you.
Hello, Doc. Yeah.
We are with you.
Okay, that's good. So, of course, welcome to this course. And yeah, it's it's 2006. That is early West African politics. Yeah. So, brief introduction before we look at the course outline or description. I don't know. This is. Let me see whether I can share my. Um, whether I can share my screen. I can share my screen. I'm always having challenge of sharing screen here. Google Meet. I don't. That's why I use. I always use Zoom. When you want to share, can so share. Let me see whether this time it will go to. Hello. Yeah. So I think still having challenge of sharing. So let me speak to my this. I can't share the slide. That is why I always use the Zoom that they have given to unlimited Zoom. This one I'm having always having challenge of sharing, and I don't know why that's the situation. I will see how you will work anyway. But let me now have my class. I don't want it to be. So yeah, so welcome again to this course, and that is HIS206D Early West African Politics. So we are going to look at it from 1000 to 1500 AD or CE. So 1000 to 1500, and I think I'm Dr. Boachi. I'm going to be with you. We're going to be your course facilitator, and yeah, so I'm going to be with you, and that is very important here. Take note. Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, after the class, I'm in class, still join. Yeah, so of course, now let's look at the course description. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, Doc. Please, you can hear me.
But the only challenge
Yes, sir.
which is that I'm finding it difficult to share the screen. So whilst I've opened my screen and I'm going through it, you cannot see my slide, you cannot see it. So I don't know, or maybe later have to find a way if possible. If not, then we'll reverse to Zoom where I can share it for all of you to see. Now, as I was saying, the course code is HIS206D, and that is Early West African Politics from CE 1000 to 1500. And I'm going to be with you. Now, let's look at the course description. So, this course provides students with an understanding of state formation in West Africa. So, that is what, of course, this course is going to provide you. You have an understanding of state formation. So, how states were formed in the era that is between 1000 to 1500 AD. Okay, it also enables you to acquire knowledge of the cultures and civilizations of the early West African states. Now, the classical West African states.
Hello, doc.
We, we
Hello, doc.
shall we shall delve into that.
Hello, Dr. Boachi.
Yes, please.
This is Jones. Someone keeps removing some of us from the platform. I don't know why. So please talk to them.
I don't have control over this. What do you call it? Somebody created it. Me, I even joined it. I'm
No,
not
no.
the
I
host.
said talk to our colleagues, those who are removing people from the platform.
Yeah. Okay. So, hello, colleagues.
Yeah, hello, Doc.
Please, no one to remove any other from it. I bet you nobody should do that.
Hello,
Those who are
Doc.
doing that, can they stop? And I think they are recording it. So when all these issues happen, it will be difficult. When they record some things, it's not the best. So I'm pleading with all of you to let's cooperate, and no one should remove someone for the person to be at disadvantage ahead you. Okay, so this course is even itself a bit technical. No, I West African part is very simple. Unlike Pokemon of Africa. So let's all cooperate, and it will be very simple for us, and things will be okay. I think that we try our best to make the course very simple. Looking at the fact that you're also working at the same time learning. We try to.
Sorry for interrupting.
Having said that, those of you who are talking about you kindly stop and let us have a very fruitful lecture or discussion. Now, as I was saying, yeah, so the course is supposed to provide us an in-depth knowledge about the cultures and civilizations of the early West African states, kingdoms, and empires. And so we'll take you through the classical civilizations of West Africa. And that is one of the such issues we are proud of that as Africans. Okay. Now the course also traces how these polities, we call them polities, polities, polities rule to power. In other words, rule to prominence and very significant. So interrogate that and how they were administered. These policies, we draw a lot of lessons from them. So of course, we'll know the knowledge of the cultures of these polities. We'll look at how they rose to prominent factors that facilitated the rise of such cultures or polities, and how they were administered and how they even collapsed. If you look at how they ruled to prominence and they fell, it's actually interesting that we need to delve into it. Now, the course again discusses
Hello, sir.
the origins.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello, yes.
Please, I think somebody from UCC want to talk to you. The person has raised their hand for a long time. The one who is hosting the program.
So the person should talk. Please, can you go on?
Hello, Doc, good morning.
Good morning, please.
Okay, so sorry for you not being able to share your screen. You should be able to share your screen because I've made you a co-host, so you should have total control over this class. You are already a co-host. Okay, so you have total control.
But I have tried sharing my screen. I've tried, I couldn't share.
Okay, so
my slide, I've tried, I couldn't share. So now, what I've done, that's why I couldn't even see your hand. I've just opened my slide and has covered my laptop screen, and I'm discussing it. So that's why I even raised my hand. I didn't see. So I'm speaking my slide now.
Yeah, I want to help you share your screen. I want to share you and go through the process that's going to enable you to share your screen.
You want me to share? Okay. Help me. Okay, guide me.
So have you seen the share and screen button?
You said what?
Go to the Google Meet, the browser you're using for the Google Meet.
Yeah, so I'm there. I've taken the class.
Yeah, so click on the share screen button.
Which one?
The share screen button, the one that comes after the video and the camera button.
Yeah, that one I've been always going there. When you go there, we have Chrome tab, we have window, we have entire screen. Then you see select a tab. So what's that?
Click on window.
Okay.
Then click on the presentation or the window you want to share the screen. Where you want to share the screen, click on that one.
So when I click on that, I think you will see. Okay, let me go here.
So after that, you click on share.
But I'm hoping this one. Okay, let me see if it is. But I can't see anything. I'm saying it's in that meet google.com sharing window, but you can't see anything.
If you see now.
But it's not giving me an option to see even the document that I want to share. Is the one I went to window.
Yes, we're supposed to
let me share again. Oh, it is not going to open that up. Close it. Okay, let me try again and see. So you go to share. I've already opened. Okay.
You can share the entire screen or you can share.
Okay, so
Okay.
window. Now go to window. Then I
When
see
you go
that meet that. Mhm.
So when you go to
So that
window,
one.
open
Mhm.
to display. Okay,
You
so the
said
one that contains the slides that you want to share, click on that one. The window that
it
contains the
doesn't
slide.
even that. Wait,
Okay, then
let me because the one that I've already opened there, that I was it doesn't even pop up for me to click on that. That's the problem I'm having.
okay, so then click on
So
entire
you see
screen.
that you have. So what the what is there when I click on it? You will see meet that a certain way. Then you click on that thing with the hope that maybe that one will pop up. So if you share that one too, you will not
Okay.
get the slide that you want to share. It doesn't come so that
Okay,
you
no,
click on that.
entire screen. Click on the entire screen instead of window. Click
Okay,
on
okay, okay. Let me go to the entire screen. Okay, good. So I've done that.
and click on your screen and click on share.
I should click on it.
Your screen and click on share.
Okay, so the entire screen. Let me see. Uh-uh.
Your screen appeared, but since it stopped sharing,
I'm coming. I just want to wait. So let me go to entire screen. And see if it will give me the opportunity. Okay. And wait and see what will happen finally. So now what I have here is that you are presenting to avoid an infinity mirror. Don't share your entire screen or browse window. Share just a tab or different.
so don't click on
Show
show
my,
screen anyway.
so I should go to show my screen anyway. Okay.
Yeah, yes, please.
So show my screen anyway.
Now you can actually go to the word or the presentation file. Click on the word or the presentation at the taskbar, the bottom side of your screen, where the window that's here, click over there.
Yeah, so now the things are so small that you
No, you are not supposed to rely on the screen that you are presenting. Okay, you are supposed to rely on your computer screen. That's why I'm saying that scroll down. You are trying to yes, very good. And click that button, the word button.
so can they see?
Yes, we can all see your screen now.
You can
We
see.
can now see, Doc.
Yes.
We
You can
can see
see.
now, Doc.
Yes.
Yes, congrats. Yeah, now
You
you
can
too.
see.
Yes, you
You
can
can
see.
just have to enlarge it. You have to
I have
zoom
to
it.
enlarge it. That's the
Any
maximum.
participant who want to see it can zoom it.
Yeah, we can
No.
see now.
They,
I
they,
mean,
they
on
can
our
see,
part,
but
we can zoom it.
once
That is very
once I raises the hand, I cannot see the person.
Doc, we can
When someone raises
yes.
zoom, so please
the hand,
continue.
unless I can't see that someone's hand up. Okay, anyway, I have to go on. Unlike Zoom that when you are
So,
even sharing the screen,
I'm
someone raises the hand, you can
So,
see the
Doc,
person.
we will just unmute and then draw your attention.
Okay. Okay.
so
So
I'm at the e-learning because you presented the scores of the students' presentation the other time too.
you said
So during my I'm at the e-learning unit. I'm the guy who presented the students course to the other time, the presentations course to the other time. So I can meet you on Monday, then actually show you how to present the window instead, so that you'll be able to see the meeting whilst you're presenting the screen.
Okay, when we meet. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Yeah,
Thank you very much.
so yeah, I think we'll try our best today. Today is the first day, so I don't we'll go to the course outline, maybe take the first topic. Okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, I think I was taking you through the course description, and I said that yes, this course is very important because it's supposed to provide you and give an insight into the cultures and civilizations of the early West African states, kingdoms, and empires. And again, we shall at least look at these politics and how they rose to prominence, how they were administered, and how they also collapsed. So we are talking about rise and fall. So that is one of the things. You would rise and you fall. That's very important. So these classical West African civilizations rose and fell. That is important. Now we shall also trade. Okay, so we shall also look at the origins, growth, and decline of the trans-Saharan trade. The trans-Saharan trade that was the source of the revenue of these polities. You look at these polities. Look at how these the origins when it started, this growth, and why or how it declined. Okay, so the trans-Saharan trade is also known as the caravan trade, which is very important. If you look at the source of wealth of the people, and that led to the formation of large kingdoms and empires, then it did it did a trick. It played significant role, so we shall look at that as well. Okay, and you also look at the aftermath or the consequence of the contact that the West African had with the Europeans. That finally led to the introduction of the transatlantic slave trade, that the trade in Hiva. So we look at that. Now, what are the course objectives? So is this course relevant to be done at this time, the time of technology, time of science, where the emphasis is on maths and technology and other things? Is this still relevant for this course to be done? And even for it to be a core subject? Yes, we need to look at that. I always tell my students, those of you who have already thought that the courses in the humanities, especially history, the courses are really crucial and they are very important. And that is why even nowadays, attempts is made to make history core subject at all levels. And that's why those are the primary school, basic 1 to basic 6. They are doing history of Ghana, because it's history that should inculcate a sense of patriotism in the people, so that they will grow up, become good citizens. Apart from that, you see that it gives it will make us at least not only love our nation, but it promotes national harmony and integration. There will be stability. There will not be wars. So if there are no harmony and integration, and there are civil wars or wars, and people are running away in the bush for their life and the rest, there will be no way that you can have the comforts, can have the stability to say that you are doing online class so that you get a certificate. No, cannot do. This time you'll be running away in the bush or in the forest. So of course, the humanity courses are really crucial because of these issues. Science and technology, as I've been saying, is good. It's also good. That is why we are also able to have this online class. It is science and technology, but one day you bear with me that, or believe you me, science and technology would end the world. People are manufacturing deadly or dangerous weapons, which if they should release one, and humanity will come to I think that would be the end of humanity, because it would assimilate. Once you breathe in and you can't breathe out, the heart will cease to function at the end. So that is, be that as it may, they are all relevant. You need to look at them. Okay, so what are the objectives for doing this course? One is that at the end of this course, we expect that you will be able to examine the Eurocentric views about pre-colonial West Africa. So the European writers, we call them Eurocentric. Now their views or ideas about pre-colonial West Africa. How did they see pre-colonial West Africa to Africans? That's why we look at it to see that some of them will think that we did not even have civilization, we did not even have history, and we were living in that continent, and a lot they attributing Africa to non-historical status. So we shall look at all these derogatory remarks or the views of them. And again, we should be able, at the end of, we should be able to form, we expect that you will be able to form your own viewpoints about the cultures and civilization of West African past. So the West African past will be able to at least have an idea about it. And again, we relate the West African past to its present. Now we study history to understand the present. So we expect that we'll be able to relate West African past to the present state. And again, discuss the benefits of studying the early West African politics. That's very important. Why do we have to have an insight from these classical politics? Now, we study the past, or we try to have an insight into the past to shape the present, to understand the present. We are actually interested in what is happening now. And so the lessons that we shall draw from the past will help us understand the present, and that's very crucial. Now, what are the topics that we shall discuss? We're looking at the we need to have an idea about this was civilization. So we need to have an idea about how these factors, and other the characteristics or elements of these civilization. So we can look at, first of all, characteristics of civilization. I think those of you who did HIS206D, we also took you through this one, but we shall walk through briefly, or to be conversant with the characteristics so that we know that we're talking about system of government, we'll be talking about religion, we'll be talking about social structures. So we'll walk you through briefly. This is going to be very brief, the characteristics of civilization, that will give us an idea. Then, of course, it is West African history. So we have to have an idea about the documents available for studying the history of early West African politics. So look at the document sources available. Do you have written sources? Are you going to do on Arabic sources? Are you going to do so we shall actually scrutinize the documents for the study of early West African history? Then the third topic that we shall look at is the land and people of West Africa. We need to look at the land. So West Africa, look at the land and the people who are there, have an idea about them. So we shall look at that. And that will also give us an idea about life zones, and distinct. So what was it, life zones, and which people founded that? We shall, I think, delve into all these issues. Then, of course, we shall look at Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. That's Asian Ghana, or the Ghana Empire, Mali, and Songhai. We shall look at them. These politics were significant. I think we have Songhai and we have Kaniboni states and the Hausa, but because of the time, we would confine so we look at these major politics that Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. So we look at factors for their rise. Then we look at the core group of people who founded these. Then we look at growth and expansion and significant things that they did. We look at what the legacies that they bequeathed to knowledge. And we shall look at and why these politics fell. So Ghana, for example, will be the first to rise and the first to also fall. We will look at that. So rose to prominence in the 11th century and fell in the 13th century. So we shall look at this. And Mary took over. Mary also rose and fell. Songhai. So we shall look at continuity, some of these issues, and that's very important. Then we shall also look at the trans-Saharan trade. The trans-Saharan trade. Yes. One. Yeah, so we shall also look at these and the trans-Saharan trade and the introduction of Islam in West Africa. So how did Islam get to West Africa? We have an idea briefly about that. And the coming of Europeans or the transatlantic trade. These are some of the topics that we are going to discuss. I think we are having everybody here. I don't know whether this link, anytime I want to have my class, I click on it and I'm there. Is that the case? Hello?
Yes, please. Yes, please. You
Yes,
just,
sir.
and you
Yes,
just
sir.
have to draw their attention so that they will record.
I have to draw the attention of this anytime then there. Okay.
Of
So if that
UCC
is
so that they will
because
record.
we shall also meet during the weekdays as well in the evening,
Yes,
maybe sometime
the
5.
same link. Yes, please, the same
Yeah,
link.
the same link, so that when we agree that um, uh, on say Tuesdays we shall meet, when we agree, then maybe so from 5 to 7 or say, then Tuesday I'll just go straight.
Doc, so you just inform the institution, then they will record. They must be aware.
As for the recording, I think they have done it like something like automatic and they can record it. And
No,
some of the things that
they
even
must
some
set
of the
it
things,
up.
okay. Like even the way we were talking about certain things happen and the rest, and even going through all these things, they were recording is not the best. But I think they have to do editing and remove some of these things from it if they want. Okay, that is great. Having said that, I think we need to go. Having gone through the contents, we have to look at the assessment. Assessment in the form of both. So we'll have either quizzes or quizzes, 2 quizzes. So that will be quizzes. So let me put it that way. So maybe 2 quizzes, 20 each. So we shall have 2 quizzes. Yeah, so 2 quizzes. 2 quizzes. So 20 marks each.
Oh, the one is telling at the background, please kindly mute. Oh,
20 marks each.
Mavis.
And that is yeah, so total will be 40 marks. Okay. Then we have end of semester exam, that is 60 marks, and end of semester exam, that is 60 marks. So that is the nature of, and one of, I don't know, so I think that is it. 2 quizzes, so we shall write one, and they also organize. We have, I don't know whether we do it online or whatever, but it will sum up to 40, and then of the exam.
The second one is they are all online. The quiz they are all online. And
Now they are all online. Move first and
the
second one.
the second one, we do it at home. We were given just 21 minutes. So sometimes the sentences are long, so you are not even able to think well what you see.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Most of us did well, but Doc, world civilization, our results are delayed. First trimester. So I know you will finish marking a long time, but it has not been released.
Yeah, but we finished long time.
Hmm.
Maybe because of the second quiz you wrote online. And for the end of semester, it did not even take me more than okay, let me just forget about that. Now, so as I said, 2 quizzes, so 20 marks each, and whether that is one will be face to face or one will be online. I think the most important thing that we should have to prepare well and go and read simple, multiple choice questions, 20 and do it. And then you have end of semester exams, which will be 60 marks. Now, there are some selected bibliography or references or reading lists that we have to do. As I've been saying, we are preparing you well. Not many of you after this, you will do MSOT. And so I'm begging you, especially those of you who are closer to libraries, that at your free time, kindly visit the library. Those who are around Cape Coast can use the University of Cape Coast main library. Those at Legon, Accra can use the BAM library or Kansas City library. All these books are there. And some of them you can get them online. So even if you're not close, you can go search, download them, and you can use them, read them. I think that will make you more scholar. And so that is the scholarly work. And when you start your MPhil, you will not suffer because you might have read some of these works and not only the slides. But of course, for certain the questions, I will use the slides, my lecture slides, so that one you have to go through. Okay, so Francis Abdulka's work, The Rise of Nation States, a History of the West African Peoples, 1800 to 1964. It's a very good book that you can look at it. Then you have Ajayi, DF, and I am expert. So they were the editors of 1,000 years of West African history. So a whole 1,000 years of West African history, which Ibadan University was established in Ibadan. So it's good. Then you have another work by Michael Crowder and Ajayi, DF, and that is West Africa. They have a work on West Africa, one. So that is good, very, very good there. And we have Anthony Barker's work, which is African Link, British attitudes to the Negro in the era of Atlantic slave trade. And that looks at the era of the transatlantic trade. A very good book there that we can also get it. Then Adubuan has a work with Adi Ajayi and Martin Tidy. And that's a very good work. And it's and that is topics in West African history, which is so common, available in all the libraries. When you get there, you get the second edition. Then we have Basil Davidson's work, The African Past, which is also very important. So Old Africa Rediscovered, and that's so another work by Davidson with F.A. Bois and Adi Ajayi, The Growth of African Civilization. It's a history of West Africa, 1,000 to 1,800. Since we are looking at 1,000 to 1,500, and this work looks at it from 1,000 to 1,800, then it's good. So you can also get a lot. Third impression. Then you have other works. Two other works are there. And so the boy work very good with the review we got of the world and Africa. And we have Fage, Professor B.D. Fage, the history of West Africa. Yeah, done the history of West Africa. And this is for this. A very good work there. Another work of Fage, Professor Fage, Africa discovers her past. It's good. So Africa discovers her past. That you can go through. And Toyin Falola, now African historiography. So is even, I think, we would visit the University of Cape Coast to make a public lecture on Friday. We'll come to UCC to present a lecture on Friday. Toyin Falola is a very now expert. So Toyin Falola's work, African historiography, then other works like Elizabeth Isich work, History of West Africa since 1800. Then other works are the history of Islam in Africa, Powell's, Lipson, and you have Lord Lugar's work, the Dual Mandate in British Tropical Africa. Then Middleton's work, Don Brad Africa, S people and their cultures. Then you have Tribe and Ifrica, they have a very good work. Peoples and Empires of West Africa. That is very good, published by Thomas Nelson and Sons. And then you have J.S. Birmingham. J.S. Birmingham's work, A History of Islam in West Africa. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the references or reading lists that you can go through to supplement what will give you here. I think having said that, as I said today, I will only take you through the first topic briefly. And that is so brief because I've already taught you an aspect. I've already taught you detail in first. Those of you who did his 110. So that is civilization. This way, classical civilization. So I feel that I have to remind you of civilization, what we mean by that, and the elements of catalysis, so that we'll end our lecture for today. And next time we can continue with the second topic. So now, culture is a way of life of a group of people. We have already said this when we're doing HIS 110, that a way of life of a group of people. So when you say a way of life, we're talking about the food they eat, language, mode of dressing, festivals, etc. Their way of life. Even their dressing. So if you put on a crop, if you are attending a funeral, the crop that you put on will be different, and it will demonstrate your culture that you are now in a sad mood, you are bereaved. Okay, so that's it will show. The food that you eat, it differs. If you want to kind of, because we are people of different cultural diversity, we have cultural diversity. Now, people like eating, that some people, if they don't eat kinky and fish, they feel that they have not eaten. Okay, the Ghana people, yeah. So cooking and fish, and some people, if they don't eat fufu, they feel that they have not eaten. And so, if I ask you to talk, you'll be saying a lot of things, and that is fantastic. That is the food we eat. And the language, we have different languages. And that language is a unique, it identifies the people and you know where they belong. So, language is also a way of life. And festival that we have now, social institutions. We have festivals, we have different vibes, different, so a lot of festivals. And these are part of our social and economic aspects. So, of course, now when culture reaches its height, ceiling, or crescendo, is zenith, the appropriate word that we use is what civilization. And so we say simply civilization, as we noted when we're looking at the word, is 110. Civilization is what? Is the state of having an advanced level of social development and a comfortable way of life, an advancement in people's culture. So whereby there's an advanced way of an advanced level of social development, and we have a like we are doing, so we are civilized. Otherwise, there's no way that we can do online class here. That we are various places, somewhere in the northern region, if someone is in the US, you can still join. So we see that we are here now, thanks to our the era, the generation that we are blessed that we are born into an era where there's an advancement in knowledge, where there's the civilization at its peak. At first, there was no way that you could have online class. How would you do it? And to get a certificate, no, it's not possible. Weekends, and you are here. The lecturer's far place and lecturing you. You can ask questions. You can go through share screen. No, so this thing we are having civilized, and that is an idea that I want you to get it. That's an advanced level of social development and a comfortable way of life that we are now here. You are not don't have to travel other weekends. If we are meeting at a certain center, you have to travel all the way, and the challenges, you are not getting late. But I think this you are having a comfortable way. Some of you at the comfort of your own bedroom, your reading room, your library, small library in your house, and you have connected, and you are enjoying lecture. That's good. Now, it is a complex culture in which large numbers of human beings share a number of common elements. So that is, people share a number of common elements. That's very important. It can also be described as culture that has attained a degree of complexity. So it's so complex. You see certain complex as things or sophisticated things, and that is very important. Now, it should contain specialists to deal with politics, issues that has to do with politics. So we expect that we have specialists. So it should contain specialists to deal with politics and social and religious needs of the people. So we have all these categories. We have specialists, then have social and religious needs of people. We look at social and religious needs of the people. Now we expect as people will also have a system of writing. Now so that they could keep records. And so you ask, we shall soon see. That's why when the Europeans created Africa to know historical systems, but they said that we have not invented our own form of writing, and we shall see whether that assertion is valid or invalid. Now, you see, such civilized society should produce monumental architecture. They should be able to produce monumental architecture, and they should also produce arts which reflects people and their activities. That's very important. And I think you took you through or walk you through the earliest civilizations. And you saw ancient Egypt, for example. So that if you look at here, monumental architecture, the pyramids that were constructed. And if you so look at if you say you are describing the pyramid, and in ancient Mesopotamia, they had the ziggurats, and all these things with them. And in that zone, they had the obelisks, in other words, the giant stelae or the stelae that will give an idea about how this. So an aspect of what these monumental architecture. I give you an idea about the extent to which the people were highly civilized, because this monumental architecture or this building that we see gives an idea about the extent to which they were engineers, so great engineers. It gives an idea that, or to refer to the fact that they were great engineers. Okay, and that is very important. So a civilization is simply it's a complex, highly ordered or organized social order, highly organized social order where things are working. Now, historians have come out with about six specific characteristics, which we have done it before. Those of you who have done this one, except the social studies people who did not do West Brazil. That's why I'm even taking you through this. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. The social studies people who have not done this before, and so that is why I'm walking you through. For those who did the others, we took you through civilization. So all this we done, but the social studies people haven't done it before. Hence, me taking you through the elements, civilization and elements of civilization. Now, historians have come out with about six, or historians have identified six basic characteristics of civilizations, and that's very important. One is cities. You should have cities or urban focus. So you should have cities. Now, so that's for example, when you look at, so to be able to measure whether a group of people or a culture has attained the status of civilization. These are what you have to look out for. And so I think at the end of this class, each of you should be able to pinpoint whether a particular culture or a particular group of people, they have become civilized or not, having these elements or characteristics in mind. Now, one is that we should expect cities for urban focus. And then we should have, we shall explain soon, so let me just go. We shall explain briefly. Then you should have a system of government. A system of government should be in place. There should also be social structure or social order or social classes. And we shall also expect system of writing or writing. And then religion. Religion should be there. And when we look at all civilizations, there's a religion that will give them, so meaning in life will give them meaning. And people are so, they see that they are happy. Who could even nowadays, even now. You have people who will spend the whole night, they will go to their places of worship, and they will spend the whole night, they will not sleep, they feel they are okay, and so on and so forth. Okay. And if you look at those of you who did the Ottoman of Africa, you saw that even the Berbers, they were sacrificing their firstborns, sections of the Berbers, they were sacrificing their firstborns to the gods. Now on grounds of religion, you see, even religion. So now we have some of these things happen. And art, I was talking about art and architecture. Now, in each civilization, a significant part of the population live in cities, and therefore there should be urban focus. Cities where you have cities and people will come, and cities, a lot of things will go on there. People will come to trade. There will be influx of so many people, and so many ideas will come. And it will be sophisticated, you see complex and a lot. So that is the significance of the population. You see that they live in cities. Now, you also have a governments there, and they organize armies to protect the people, and they make laws to regulate the lives of the people there. And the system of government, you have so you have that hierarchical ladder, and so where you have to reporting lines, where you have to move, and so on and so forth. So they are there. And in the ancient civilizations, so that system, either it was so monarchical, many of them were monarchical, where the kings were now the rulers. So called them the monarchical system of government, where we have the kings, we also rulers, and that's very important here. Now, all civilizations develop religion to explain their world. They have religion. Now, so that's where we see the priests performing rituals to please their gods and goddesses. In ancient Egypt, for example, we had the Pharaoh, that is who was God considered as what divine, semi-divine, and God in the guise of men. And that's why the Pharaoh, even because they had the monarchical system of government, the Pharaoh was both, so he was the head of he performed two main functions, political and religious. And in the religious aspect of field, he was the head of all the holy places. He performed all the rituals and the like. The priests and priestesses were those who did it on his behalf. Okay, anyway, and that's why even they saw that he had powers to control the floods of the river Nile. And the river Nile, that was the source of their sustenance, their secret, what do you call it? The source of their life. Let me put it that way. Some scholars even said that they were the gift. The Nile was a gift to the Egyptians, and Egypt was a gift of the Nile, and that is very important. That made their civilization so powerful, and hence they becoming the first states in the Asian world to become civilized. Okay. Now, so rulers claim that the gods gave their powers to them. Some rulers even claim to be gods, so God kings, and their powers were unchallenged. The pharaohs were considered god kings, and even now, Asante and some of the kings that we have in Ghana here are divine kings, and people do not challenge their authorities. So when you go to their camp, and even the Ghana with their kings, yes, so they are considered god kings, and even those times we did there. They also new social structures developed in this civilization. So social structures are there. Now the three social classes developed, namely, so we have upper class, those who are always occupy the upper class. They are there. And we have this, so they are made up of the rulers, kings and queens, government officials, and warriors. Always these people are at the top. They occupy the top of the social ladder or the social structure or the social classes. They are at the top there, at the top of the social class. Then the next we have the middle class, and the middle class made up of teachers, artisans, fishermen, craftsmen, doctors, farmers, etc. And at the lower level, the lower class, we had the slaves. So the slaves occupied the bottom of the social class. Apart from these characteristics, we also have writing. And don't forget that when we get to the views of the Eurocentric writers about whether as to why they were of the view that Africa did not have history before the coming of the Europeans, they would appreciate some of these things, where they would now highlight writing or emphasize writing that Africa at the time had not evolved an art of writing. But the question is, were they not familiar with Egypt and their systems of writing, the hieroglyphics, the demotic and the hieratic? Were they not conversant with the Mesopotamian system of writing? The system of writing developed by Mesopotamia, specifically the Sumerians, the cuneiform, and other forms of writing, which of course we can also raise and see that why? Okay, anyway, be that as it may, writing was another characteristic of this civilization. They evolved their own form of writing in which the rulers, the priests, and merchants, they use writing to keep records, important things that affected their daily issues. It also became a creative expression because it showed that it demonstrated their creativity and innovativeness. That's very important. Then there was the issue that let's look at arts. Let's look at arts, which was also very important. So arts, arts. Now, arts, people began to build temples as places of worship and sacrifice. So arts and architecture, very, very important here. And this, if you look at the engineering skills that went on, for example, the construction of the pyramids, the pyramid of Giza, the great pyramid of the Egyptians, built by Pharaoh Khufu or Cheops. If you look at it, the pyramid itself, they're placing one stone on top of another without mortar. And if you look at how huge, how vast the pyramid, and looking at the number of workers who built the pyramid and the number of years they spent in building the pyramid, I will tell you that they were highly civilized and they were great engineers. I think These are, in short, some of the characteristics of civilization that I want to walk you through briefly, and yeah, give you the skeletal presentation on that. We have already done this in detail, but I think the weird aspect. Yes, hello.
Doc. Please, this is Jones. So can we, when we talk of the social structure or classes, can we link it to the three arms of government now?
No. So this one, so this is like when it's social structure, we're talking about the classes.
Georgina, you are disturbing the class.
When you look at the three arms of government, they are all apart. The executive, they have their separate functions they perform. They also have their and the legislature, they also have their function. But then when we talk about the classes, the social classes or order, at this time, those who occupy it came with certain privileges. Now, if you say that, can we link it to the maybe those in government and maybe but you see that if you can say that those in maybe government made up of say the executive, the legislature, and then the judiciary and other higher the military, so they are also there. Then the military and all those people there occupy the top. Then you come to see those in the middle like teachers and lecturers and all of us, farmers. But where do you place them? So this time around, we see that if you look at their social status, their privileges, and the rest, will be able to put them into the classes. But this time around, I think we are in a republic. So republic is quite different from some of these things that we are looking at. And when you look at it, this one, you see that we have privileged class where they were highly revered. Some of them were exempted from taxation. They were and then those who were there, all the works. Then we come to the lower class. Anointing even now. It's phased out long time. It was in 1807.
Georgina, you are interrupting the recording and the class.
That slave trade was abolished. It was in 1807 that slave trade was abolished, and slavery was also phased out in 1833. So even now, we don't have the class that will be called considered as what the slaves, the lower class, the slaves. We don't have the slaves who were just did not have any privilege, and they were always serving the two classes, especially the upper class and the nobles and the rest. No, now. But this way, if you look at the French, and now if you look at France and why the French Revolution, so you look at the upper class, the clergy, so the king, the clergy, and all that, those who were there, and the enjoyment they had. And if you look at it, that even the king during which regime the French Revolution took place, so the system, and wife, Mary Antoinette, who was
Doc, hello, Doc.
Yeah, it seems that people are making and they compare.
Georgina, why? Georgina.
I don't have control over this. I can't. So please kindly, mute.
Commercial bank.
Who is that? You are interrupting the class.
Okay, so I think, yeah. So you look at one of the reasons why the middle class felt that in the French society at the time, the upper class were cheating them and the exemption from taxation and extravagant living and all that. So that would give an idea where it finally led to the revolution, and that made it so monarchy was the republic. So this is ancient civilizations, and these classes were I mean, now things have changed, and so many of us are in the public, and things are, we don't even have slaves again who should occupy the lowest rank. And you not tell me that farmers should be at the down, because farmers are even considered at the upper in some areas where farmers are now those who are doing mechanized farming. And you can't tell me that a teacher like me, I'm in the lower class. No, I'm not in the lower class. No teacher is in the lower class. We are now imparting knowledge. We impart knowledge and all that. So everyone nowadays, I think we are going into the area civilizations. So now we look at how we create some of this. Any other question, please? Hello.
Yes, please, we are with you.
Oh, Doc, we are here.
Yeah, so ask your questions. I'm listening before I end my lecture today. Okay, so Mr. Jones, was this Mr. Jones who was contributing? Mr. Jones, or
yes,
may I know that?
Yes, please. Yes, Mr. Jones.
Can we make you the course rep for all the different? So each group, I think group like so yesterday they have so many campuses and the other people. But I want one overall, one who will be in charge of all, so that if I think so. Now, if I want to give you information, where do I put it? At first that I was creating it, I was putting each of the groups.
So you can put it in the World Civilization platform. And
which one?
The platform that you belong to, and it will be shared to the early West African politics platform, or we should add you to that platform.
The platform, all of you are there.
Yes, early West Africa, the course.
No.
Do not all of us.
All of us are there. The history students.
Please, one after the other. Doc, for me, I suggest that we deal with you as we did for the Ottoman, because this those that did the civilization previously, we the social studies students didn't do that one. We did the Ottoman. So I suggest that when it comes to dissemination of information, you deal with the various class reps for the various study centers, so that we can.
In the same center that I was, although those who did the Ottoman, the same people I'm teaching them. So the platforms I'm already there. I know them. I will be putting the information there for all of them too. Okay.
Very well.
So I think that, as I say, we have to finish as soon as once we are done, we are done. And the topics we are going to do it. So I don't want us to always be waiting for when it is Sunday that we meet, or sometimes. So we have maybe in the evening, maybe so from 5, I know most of you complete. They are at home or they close from work. And we can say from 5 to 6, 7, then we can go and we will be learning and be doing things. Once we are done, we are done to go to. And the slides will come from the slides.
And also, Doc, respectfully, my humble plea. We know the network situation in Ghana. As for the Ottoman, we saw your style of giving the slides, where you said when you are done with the lecture before you give the slides. But even this morning, a lot of my colleagues were not able to join due to network issues. Yeah, when it rains in Ghana, the network is mostly determined by the weather. So we respectfully, I'm pleading that if we can get the slides in advance, more so we are in a rainy season, and within this month, the network will be.
Do you know that I'm not cutting it? Do you know that some students, when they get the and they are not attending? So even I said I will not the attention of school people. They will be doing their work, and when they get slides, they will learn only the slide. But that is not it. You have to shape your mindset. Teaching is a form of
you have to
teach you, have discussion. It's not only the slides that we go through. You see that when we are explaining, we add a lot. the slides are always
Safo, mute for us. Safo, mute for us.
Yeah, Doc, we do understand that. Yesterday, when we met with element of macroeconomics, he took centers of those who join the class. So, in as much as some people don't attend class, we will plead with you that when we meet, for example, today, you can take census, or you can take the number of people that will join, and then the subsequent days. So if you meet us for
okay, so I will encourage that one to Mr. Jones to take note of all those who will be attending.
very well. So if it's 4 times and somebody is not able to join for all the 4, then it means that it is a habit.
Oh, one person at a time. Dog, someone has raised up the hand. GQ. Someone has raised up the hand. Someone wants to talk.
Yeah, let me finish first. I'll call you.
Hello?
You see that the Ottoman North Africa. It was during the time that I was marking that I saw that they were many over 300. So wow. But the lecture, I never saw more than 200. So we have to be careful. This time I'm saying to be very careful. Okay, teaching like many of them will not attend at all. They just lie on that, so it's not the best. We have to treat them like we are training those regular students on campus. The way we meet them, we teach them well, but we go out there to work and it's a typical product. So it's not a matter of rushing you to get certificate, but we have to teach you well. And so if you don't join the class and always don't join and you get slides and go through and we set questions from the slides, so you are able to and so now I'm thinking that if that should continue, I will not set only questions that from the slides alone. Some of the things that I will add, I will say the explanations and the rest. I will some of the things, so that it's not necessary that you don't attend class and you go through such to score all. No. You see, so please advise your people when you meet and let's have everybody. So what I'll do is that after teaching my lecture, then I put it on the page. So, Mr. Jones, I don't know whether if you are in all the pages, so if I push it to you, you can put it in all the other pages. If not, then I have to also find a way of putting it in all the pages.
Yes, please. I will share. I know that some of the social studies people, I will share it with them, so everybody will have it.
Okay, so then you can send me hello. But let's listen to the one who has raised the hand. Can we hear you?
Okay, so I was suggesting we create a page for this particular course because Mr. Jones in question might not know all of us. So if we create a specific platform, a community for the early West African course, that is going to help.
There's a community for it, so those who are
the
not
person should
joined.
allow the person on floor to talk.
Okay. Mr. Jones.
So Dog, Mr. Let the monitors add you. Yes, boss.
Can you please liaise with all the other groupings? So yesterday there are so many groups. Two of them West School. West School we have about 2, and there are many. And other places that is so many places. Cape Coast and Sunyane and Wano, so many places. I beg you, we want everybody to benefit from whatever. If you can get
okay. So I'll put my number here so that they WhatsApp me and I'll share it with them.
Sir, but there is a community with the name of this course already. I don't know if you are aware of it.
There is what?
There is a WhatsApp community, Early West African Politics, as a course, like a WhatsApp group already created for this course. I don't know if they created with your permission or without your permission. So I don't know who created it, and probably if the person could add you to that group, we are all going to benefit instead of sending it to one person.
Exactly, Doc.
I agree with them. Not all of us on that page.
We should create one group. Let's avoid sending one person.
Please let us
Doc, I think we should use the community on WhatsApp. It will help all of us.
Not all of us on that page.
Not all of us. Please, not all of us are on that page.
That is why I want.
So those who are not there, why haven't you joined?
Why should you do that?
Where is the link for us to join? There's no
So
need
how
for
do we
rapid
know
fire.
if the
Contact
contact
Archie,
you'll be added. Contact
Hello.
Archie, you'll be
The
added.
course should share that
Hello,
page to their
hello,
There
intelligence
wasn't
classes.
anything for us to do.
hello,
Hello,
hello.
Hello. Hi.
The
hello.
Hi.
timetable that was set, the WhatsApp link
Nobody's
is
going
on
to be
it.
affected, please.
Yes, you didn't do it the way you did the Ottoman. Share it.
Look, I'm not giving anybody the opportunity to talk now. I'm on call, so let me finish. Before I just show behind, I'll give you the opportunity. Now, all that I'm saying is that please let's take note that sometimes we have to also respect, because the way we have to shape you as well. You are in our hands. One day you also reach out to us to write references for you. So sometimes when we don't have to do like everybody is talking, you can't hear anybody. Please, we beg you. If you raise your hand, we will give you the go ahead to talk. I beg you, so that we are all on the same page and things we are good to go. We will make sure that nobody actually is affected. Even at the time that we put it on different platforms, we did it, and everybody was not affected. This time around, I'm saying that let's give it a try to work. Mr. Jones should now contact all the various people and let us create one group for early West Africa. Make sure that everybody is there. Now I have an idea about the number, about 300. Everybody is there, so that we can now, and those who are not there, we can contact other groups to add them on board. So that when we put anything there on there, any information that we are doing, that everybody will see within a short time, and we can have a good full class. I don't normally make things difficult for my students. So
Hello, Doc. Thank you very much. Please, I've shared my number as in-call messages so they can contact me. Then we create the platform.
Okay, so the group leaders,
Doc.
various group leaders should contact Mr. Jones.
Hello,
So that,
doctor.
yes, please.
There's a group that has already been created with this course name, this course title, and you are on the group. You're already on that platform. That was why I was asking, are we creating a different group? Or we are using that group?
How many people are there?
There are a lot of people on that platform.
Most of on that page.
Madam,
No,
Jackie,
not
that
all of
page
us.
that page
Not
is
all
for
of
only
us.
West
We are not
so
all there.
Hello.
Please,
So
why
I
Hello,
all
don't
of
Doc.
that?
know
You
if
don't even
the one
Hello,
know
who
Doc.
about the
created
group.
the one who
Hello, Doc.
created that group should
Can we
actually
Hello, Doc.
put the link here for others to join.
can we have one
Hello,
person
Doc.
talk so that can we
If
have one
hello,
person
Hello,
talk so
Doc.
that dog can listen?
Hello, Doc.
Can we have
hello.
one person talk
hello,
so that
sir.
dog
Please,
can
doctor.
listen to us?
Okay, doctor,
I
please.
was
There's
I
a
was
group that they
addressing.
have created that she was
Listen,
suggesting
listen.
for only
Hello,
West.
hello.
Please, all of you cannot be talking at the time.
Let me solve the problem. What you're going to do is that one will use it and also create another one. So we have two.
Okay,
We'll put
doctor.
information here and here.
Thank you, Doc.
We'll put information here and here. So let's Mr. Jones create another one so that we have the two. If anything, I'll put it here and here. If the person doesn't say it here, the person will say it here. I think that will solve the whole
Thank you
problem.
so much, Doc.
Okay, Doc. So when I checked, it was 81 people. 81
How
people.
many?
81.
But we are about 300. So not mean that so many people are not on that. That's
Yes,
something that get all of them, create one. So that we have the two. We'll put it here and here. No problem.
Hello, Doc.
Yes.
Hello,
Please.
Doc.
I'm listening.
Please,
Go ahead.
I want to beg and suggest something. You know, we have course rep for the various centers. So if you are going to create a platform, I would suggest that Mr. Jones, they should give Mr. Jones high. Then there Mr. Jones will create one platform. And when you give anything to Mr. Jones, he will put it on the platform. Then they will disseminate it to the various centers.
When you create the platform, you add me there. I will put it straight there. Because all of you
Of course. So you deal with the course reps, and then the course reps will disseminate it to their various platforms.
But it's also the same as we all of us on the same platform. So that I put it straight there. You see it straight without your course rep also putting it for you to see. I will put it straight away, and you will see, I will see, how others will see. So we'll manage all of these suggestions, I think. So, Mr. Jones, kindly liaise with the other course reps of the various groups, and let's get one page, which of course, and other pages as well. I'm already aware of all the pages, including West School 2. and all the other Mauli, Cape Coast, Ghana. I know all these pages are there. Individual groups, I have them. I can put it there. But sometimes it's tedious. You go to all these groups one after the other. So if you have about 2 groups that you have many people are there, only put one here, one any information, and that's all. Okay, I think I wish you all the best. And we are going to have
Sir, please, I have a concern.
Okay. Can you go ahead?
Doc.
We are listening.
Hello, Doc.
Yes.
I have a concern. Mine has to do with the next week. We are preparing our children for exam. So I'll plead that you shift the time to maybe 6:30 to 8:30 in the evening. I mean the weekdays schedules.
But this is only 1 week. If only it's only one
this time they'll start on Wednesday.
You said?
Yeah, they'll start on Wednesday and the following week Wednesday.
This is
so
not last for more than 2 weeks, so no problem.
Yes,
at the days that you have the list.
Yeah, for these 2 weeks.
So BC, what time do they close?
I was saying at least for these 2 weeks we make it 6:30 so that maybe those of us don't close from school early.
The BC, what time do they close?
3 p.m.
What time do they close? The BC, what time do they close?
3. They close at 3.
Around 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock p.m.
Last paper ends at 3.
If they end at 4 o'clock and we start our class at say 5:30, and not sometimes in the late night, sometimes people, if you close so especially some of us, if you are using the office.
What? Otherwise they close at 3. Some of the
so if you do it 5:30, 5:30 and the paper ends at
Hello, Doc.
5:30 is okay. 5:30 is okay.
Hello, Doc.
Sir, please, some of us are doing extra jobs aside the teaching job. That is why we are suggesting 6. Some of us, we handle personal classes for some students. Some of us also have different jobs. So we are trying to make it comfortable for all of us. It's supposed to be in the interest of everybody. So 6:30, we would all be done with our personal classes or our personal whatever we are doing. Some of us are mothers from school. We have to cook for the family.
Madam, you
We have
can't
to
serve
make
2
sure our
masters, so
family.
you forgot one.
No, we are not trying. We are trying to make it comfortable for everybody. You as a male, you don't have any thoughts to do. Some of us, we have 3 or 4 children we are taking care of. When
We understand though.
the house.
If that is
So
the case,
please,
everybody will be
to
doing
make
the
certain that we are all going to feel okay.
Everybody will start doing the same. 5:30
Hello,
is
sir.
okay.
5:30
Hello,
is okay.
sir.
Yeah, hello. All those.
Hello, sir. Please, can we take all concerns of people?
Doc, respectfully,
hello,
I suggest that you fix the time and nobody determines the time for you with these excuses that you have.
Exactly.
Sure. Period. Exactly.
Exactly. You
Everybody will start giving
you
excuses.
have you are taking care of your
Don't
children and someone
take
that
How does he have
that
time?
one is even an excuse. We are not saying it's an excuse, but
Doc,
we are
please,
taking
Period.
consider.
Doc said
We are
5:30.
time
taking
is
into
Period.
consider.
and
Please,
nobody
please,
Don't serve
let
2
me
masters at a time. We are all
Doc,
paying. We are all
5:30 is
paying
Can we
okay.
have some
from the
peace
5:30.
on the
same
platform?
If you are late for 30 minutes, it doesn't
5:30.
matter.
Please,
If you are late for 30
let
minutes,
me
it
come
doesn't
in.
matter. It's your own concern.
Let me come.
Hello. Has
Hello.
today's lesson ended?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Has today's lesson ended?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
You can come to class 1 hour late, no problem. It's your own cup
Doc,
of
we
tea.
are with you.
Hello. Hello, please. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, Doc.
When you look at code, the weekend, the weekday, they start from 4. If you look at code timetable, weekdays, they start from 4 p.m. But I know some people, those who are teaching, they sometimes they allow us to teach weekdays, and weekdays start from 4. The timetable that we teach weekdays, they prepared it starting from 4. But we know that for some of you will be now closing and doing things. That's why I don't want to say 4 and I say 5:30. So that
5:30 is okay, sir.
yeah. But I'm also thinking
it's okay.
sometimes we have some people, if we leave too late at the office and also go somewhere. Sometimes in the evening, somebody may attend church. I may attend church in the evening around sometimes 8, 7:30, 8 after you go. So if you start at 5:30, you can have about 2 hours up to say 7:30, then will end. So if you say you are going to satisfy everybody, that's why we say that we are working and at the same time we are managing things a bit. That will help you suit you. On Sunday, sometimes even today I was supposed to attend the funeral, but I was supposed to do something, but no, this is the first time. Let me leave. Sometimes emergency will crop up, and we shall meet anytime that we are free. We will finish as soon as possible and at your own convenience. Sometimes, if we don't have many subjects on maybe weekends like today, we can do many. You can go and do. You can even do 2 topics. I think the time as soon as we are done, we are done. Once we are done with the topics, we will not meet again. You can have time concentrate on other subjects, and you only revise to wait for your quiz or exam. So I think, madam, all things will be well for you. You make sure that you're not expected. You can cook for the children because they are very important. They are the future of Ghana. So we go teach. And next, even if anything at all, you get to me, I will take you through some of the things that you don't get it clear. So my number is just I think I'll put my number. I think you already have my number. I've talked to you before, so no problem. And if you have challenges, you don't understand anything, you let me know. I will explain it to you so that we'll be on the same page. The children are very important. You need to cook for them. Sometimes it's very stressful. You are close from
Dog,
work.
may you live long.
The certificate is
With all due respect, it's like today's lesson has ended early.
okay. Yeah, so I think that we shall end here. And Mr. Jones, as we have started, you do it and get us into it. We'll be working on it. You will hear from us.
Hello, sir.
I wish you
So,
all the
Doc, respectfully, what time are we fixed for the class on Tuesday?
Let's create a page. We'll put more information there. We'll take it out. Okay, let's end here and continue this. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, Doc. Have a nice day.
Yeah, hello. Mama, what do you say? Have you? Member, oh, he's it. Member.
Hello, please, is the class still ongoing? I don't know what's going on.
Hello.
Ah,
Mm.
Masa sih deh. Udah sama.